have you done it? Have you performed it? Numbers 18 verse 26 to 32. Numbers 18. I will just explain to us. Okay. He said, thus speak unto the Levites and say unto them, when you take of the children of Israel the tithe which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then you shall offer up and heave offering of it to the Lord, even 10th part of it, that is the tithe, now to the priests. Now Levites are the people that are working in the temple. He said, the tithe of the people, the congregation, I have given to you as a blessing, as your reward of service. He said, but the one I have given to you as a reward of service, you also should also pay your tithes. You know, pastors say, we don't pay, we are tithes. Some of them have said, no, we have given our life to Christ. Now why paying tithe? He's saying, if you are a Levite, you are supposed to do what? Pay tithe to who? A higher authority. Say, all the people that are working in the temple that have collected or they are being fed or sponsored through the tithe of the church, he said they should do what? Pay their tithes. If you have a church or a pastor that does not pay tithes, he will begin to rob the people. Too many people have been frustrated because their pastor does not pay tithe, or even the church does not pay tithes. Because he said, if you are a Levite, you have received tithe from the people. It is your own blessing. It is your inheritance. That is how you are sponsored. Because you are not allowed to go and do another work. That the work you are doing is the work on people. He said, therefore, that is your sponsor. But when you get that blessing, what do? Take out tithe from it and pay to the priests. So there is no pastor that is allowed to live his life without paying a tithe. So that people will not deceive you. The first thing we did here when I came to this church, the people in finance understood what I'm saying now. You remember that we talked about it. I say, see, if we have not been paying a tithe, no matter the challenge, we are few, we are doing some work. He said the first thing we do is that from the one we have gotten, as long as I'm here, the church will start paying the tithe. Don't stop it. So before anything, before any offering, all our was, whether it's vigil, whatsoever we do here, we collect the tithe first. I have not seen any tithe of the church. It's not my business. And what we are running is, when small money, no matter how much the amount is, it comes. First, the tithes will be removed and paid straight to the headquarters. And me, everything that enters my hand, I collect my tithe and I pay to my Levite, the person that is above me. I've never spent any money without collecting my tithe and pay. In fact, sometimes I pay tithe in advance. I know some things I expect. Even when they have not come in, I will collect the tithe and forward. Because I understand the principle. So that I will not kill the church. I will not reduce their finances. Because if a pastor does not lead the people to do the right thing, he will reduce the people. And too many people will say, we are not prospering, we are not, without knowing that the pastors have not taught them what to do. The pastors have not led them into doing the right thing, and they will be poor. Why? Because they are robbing God. I will show us towards the last one what it means to rob God. Finally, I begin to round off because of time. Please take note of all these places and read them. The book of Nehemiah 10 verse 35 to 29. Book of Nehemiah, and for record purposes also write the book of 2 Chronicles 31 verse 2 to 10 for record purposes. Nehemiah 10 verse 35 3-5. He said, and to bring the first fruit of the ground and the first fruit of all fruits of the trees year by year unto the Lord. Continue. He said also the first verse 37. He said, and what we should bring, that we should bring our first fruit of dough, our offerings, first fruit of all manners of tree, of the wine, oil unto the priests, to the chambers of the house of our God, and the tithes of our ground unto the Levite, that the same Levite might have the tithe in all the cities of our tillage. Verse 38. We'll stop at 39. 38. And the priests, the sons of Aaron, shall be with the Levite when the Levite take the tithe, and the tithe shall bring up the tithe of the tithe unto the house of the Lord our God, to the chambers into the treasure house. Finally, verse 29. He said, for the children of Israel, okay, into the treasure house is okay. Then the same way, if you read the book of 2 Chronicles 31 verse 2 to 10, it also talks about the treasure house. He said, for the house of the Lord, you bring the tithe so that it will be stored, which means things that are not perishable are meant to be what? Stored. In our dimension now is about the money should be stored. I'm about to minister to even the ministers, the pastors. It means that the tithe does not belong to the pastor. The tithe belongs to who? The church. Now, out of the tithe, the pastors eat, but the whole tithe does not belong to pastors. In as much as it's their inheritance, but it does not belong to them. The whole tithe belongs to who? The church. So that it will be placed where? In the storehouse. That there will be no lack. If there is any challenge in the church, the tithe should be brought out and handle the problems in the church. That's why some people that are doing the so-called personal ministry are failing. They start tomorrow, offering comes. After offering, a pastor will collect all the offering and put it in his back pocket and go and live his life. It's an error. And that's why they remain poor. Because they are thinking that the offering of the church belongs to them.
When hope is gone, He will wait up to you. The cure. Can I hear you sing? The cure. The cure. Everybody say the cure. The cure. The cure. You are on to the live broadcasting.